sa ating mga kaguro, sa ating mga kamaster. So narito naman po ulit tayo para po pag-usapan natin ang isa pang portfolio sa mga master teachers naman po. So this is the results-based performance management system or portfolio for master teachers. To start with, so we have to start at KRA number 1, the content, knowledge, and pedagogy. So the objective number 1 is modeled effective application of content, knowledge within and across curriculum teaching areas. MOVs: 1. Classroom observation tool, rating sheet, and or inter-observer agreement form about effective application of content, knowledge within and across curriculum teaching areas. Next, lesson plans, or because we are in the pandemic time, ang gamit po natin is WHLPs. Used in demonstration teaching, highlighting integration of content, knowledge within and across subject areas. Number 3, instructional materials developed highlighting effective application of content, knowledge within and across subject areas. And performance tasks or materials highlighting integration of content, knowledge within and across subject areas. Results of assessment used in demonstration teaching, highlighting mastery of lessons learned and other. So we have to specify. So this is my rating sheet or this COT rating sheet. So this is one. And next we have the WHLP. So it's Science 6. So meron po tayo dito annotations. The WHLP presented show the application of content, knowledge within and across curriculum teaching areas. So that's the annotation. Then next, so yan po yung kanyang annotation. Performance tasks or test materials and instructional materials developed highlighting effective application and integration of content, knowledge within and across subject areas were utilized by the RATI in the delivery of the lesson. Another one, the results of assessment used in the demonstration teaching highlighting mastery of the lesson learned was obtained and presented by the RATI after the delivery of the lesson. So ito po yung sa reflection po yun natin makikita no po. The next po, objective number 2, collaborated with colleagues in the conduct and application of research to enrich knowledge and content and pedagogy. So first, copy of research proposal, then proof of participation, then certified completed collaborative research, proof of dissemination, and proof of utilization of research findings. And the other, if there are others, please specify and provide annotations. So in the case of our school, hindi po kami nakapag-propose ng research proposal because of the situation actually. So napakahirap po na nagre-research tayo. Napakahirap po na mag-research habang nasa pandemic tayo. So what we did was to craft an intervention program or innovation that focuses on how we can deal with the problem brought about by the pandemic. So ito po yung aming innovations, the Project ASAP. So agarang solusyon, action sa pagbangon. So ito po ay nakafocus on the different strategies, siyempre on content and pedagogy, on how our co-teachers address the gaps the teaching learning situation in our school. So nakatulong siya. So hindi po kami actually this is also a research base since we obtained data from our syempre sa enrollment status of the school. Then we base our intervention from the different grades or range of grades based on the average grades of the learners. So yun po. So ayan po siya. So the objectives were to identify student or pupils who were lagging and risk of dropping out before the pandemic, and deliver personalized support to help students overcome the current challenges, and to recommend intervention strategies to improve the learners' performance in Kasiglahan Village. So ayan po. Ayan, and it was proven that because of our response to the challenges brought about by the pandemic, na-maintain po na-maintain po na ma-in-house yung mga risk of dropping out pupils. So napigilan po ang kanila since we develop strategies on how to deal with them. So meron po tayong mga home visitations, providing individualized instructional materials, so mga ganun po. Then the RATI, so ito po yung aking annotations. The RATI was not able to propose a research proposal but was able to craft innovation or innovative intervention focused on enriching knowledge of content and pedagogy that responds to the challenges of COVID-19 pandemic. Ayan. So napakahalaga pala at na-realize ko na as master teachers, we have to at least propose at least one research proposal every year, kasi yan po yung nasa KRAs po natin as master teachers. Ano po? Then aside from that, we also implemented syempre po school in-service training for teachers. So nataon po siya nung may national po tayo, pero we were instructed to implement our school-based inset as well. So these are the objectives: upskill and reskill teachers in the different online and modular teaching strategies. So naka-focus pa rin siya on content and pedagogy. So, and I was syempre as a master teacher, I co-chair the implementation of the in-service training by preparing, of course, the matrix, the memorandum. So that's our job as master teachers. So this is the matrix. So ayan po, the different topics that was presented during the in-service training. So this is the annotation. The RATI was also collaborated in implementing an inset focus on enriching knowledge and content and pedagogy. The RATI also was member of the executive committee of the inset. Then we have objective number 3, develop and apply effective teaching strategies to promote critical and creative thinking as well as higher order thinking skills. So there are 6 MOVs. So first is the rating sheet. So ito po siya. The next is the WHLP. Ayan po yung naka-yellow na it deals with higher order thinking skills. So may mga whys and hows po tayo na question dyan. So the COT rating sheet presented and the WHLP used in the demonstration teaching highlighted the different teaching strategies that develop critical and creative thinking and higher and other hats by the ratee in the delivery of the lesson. So yan po. Another is the instructional materials and performance tasks, also highlighting the different teaching strategies that develop critical and creative thinking and higher order thinking skills. Then we have KRA number 2, learning environment and diversity of learners. So work with colleagues. The objectives: work with colleagues to model and share effective techniques in the management of classroom structure to engage learners individually or in groups in meaningful exploration, discovery, and hands-on activities with the range of physical learning environment. So kahit nasa pandemic pa rin po tayo, we have to make sure that we engage the learners in their learning tasks. So another, it's the COT or the rating sheet and the WHLP as well. Then we have the minutes of the LAC session integrating the classroom management in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. So mayroon po dito, kung titignan po natin yung aming minutes, ay nandyan po yung response to the COVID-19 pandemic. So the COT presented and the WHLP used in teaching, highlighting effective classroom management strategies that engage learners in the activities, tasks, and different physical learning environment were utilized by the ratee in the delivery of the lesson. So syempre nakipag-collaborate tayo sa mga parents, ayan, through GC, sa mga may GC. And text messages. Then we have here the minutes of the LAC highlighting the sharing of effective classroom management techniques that respond to the challenges of the new normal. So may mga health and hygiene po tayo dyan. Cleaning and disinfecting if kung nagtuloy po yung ating face-to-face. But then, sa pagkuha pa rin ng mga modules at pag-deliver at pag-distribute ng mga modules, so we have to follow the health protocol always. The next objective number 5, exhibited effective and constructive behavior management skills by applying positive and non-violent discipline to ensure learning focused environment. So syempre dahil nasa bahay naman po sila, medyo list po ang ating problems with regards to the non-violent discipline. So this is the rating sheet. This is the observation notes form. Nakalagay po dyan. The teacher ensured that child protection is observed at home by giving instructions to parents and giving feedback from the parents. Ayan. Then another MOBs. Yung giving motivations. So that's how the lesson motivated the learners. Question. This is also the setting of virtual classroom rules sa online and sa bahay as well. So, syempre tinulungan natin yung mga parents to establish class home rules naman po sa kanila. Then giving feedback. So kailangan pagka nakakuha ng magandang score yung bata, we have to recognize by giving praising chips like po yung nasa screen. like great job, your star, good work, so some things like that. So the classroom observation tool, rating sheet, and inter-observation agreement form about effective management of learner behavior in the different strategies employed by the ratee in the delivery of the lesson. So nandyan po. Then objective number 6, work with colleagues to share differentiated developmentally appropriate opportunities to address learners' difference in gender needs, strengths, interests, and experiences. So, ang MOBs, minutes of block session, highlighting sharings of strategies on differentiated and developmentally appropriate opportunities to address learners' differences. Then, WHLPs, corresponding instructional materials and others. So, ayan po. So, ito po ang minutes of the lock session. Siyempre, kailangan po natin every time that we as lock leader, as master teacher, as lock leader, we have to secure the minutes of the lock session. So, ito po, that is effective teaching strategies. Ayan po. Meron po dyan positive perspective on parents and families, communication, learning with the context of culture, student-centered instruction. So, nandyan po sila. Minutes of block session, highlighting one sharing of strategies on differentiated and developmentally appropriate opportunities to address learners' differences was prepared and presented by the ratee. Ayan po. So, parang ninanarrate lang po natin yung nangyari. Ang paggawa po ng portfolio is present po tayo ng mga MOBs, then we have to narrate what was happened behind those MOBs. So kailangan po nating ikwento kung ano yung nangyari dahil sa mga pre-present po nating MOBs na to. Since meron po tayong kanya-kanyang form ng mga MOB, siyempre, kasi meron po tayong kanya-kanyang criteria sa ating mga school or ng ating mga school heads. Then, ito po yung instructional materials. Then, insights gained from the master teacher. So, ito po yung galing sa teacher. The lesson sharing from our master teacher is very helpful to all educators, especially to us who does not have any or ample experience in the actual teaching practice. So ito po, the HLP corresponding instructional material showing differentiated and developmentally appropriate opportunities to address learners differentiated utilized by the ratee in the delivery of the lesson, and other MOBs presented is a testimonial write-up from colleagues of the lesson or insight gained from the master teacher's sharing of experiences. Yan, then we have KRA number 3, curriculum planning, objective number 7 na po tayo. Develop and apply effective strategies in planning and management of developmentally sequence teaching and learning process to meet curriculum requirements and varied teaching contexts. So ano po yung mga MOBs? Classroom observation again. Then results of learners assessment during actual teaching, lesson plans or WHLPs, instructional materials, performance tasks, and others. So here are they. So this is the rating sheet, and ito po yung result ng performance tasks or ng formative assessment. So 38 out of 45 or 84% of the pupils or the learners obtained 80% level of proficiency. So we are at the above level of mastery naman kahit. Then this is the WHLP. So na-present ko na po yan kanina. Then the classroom observation tool, rating sheet, and WHLP highlighting developmentally sequenced teaching learning process utilized by the ratee in the delivery of the lesson. So ayan po. Then this is the instructional materials and performance tasks showing effective strategy in developmentally sequence. So kailangan na sequence siya, developmentally sequence. So from motivation to activities, then discussion, then formative test. So yun. Then performance tasks. Then objective number 8, reviewed with colleagues, teachers, and learner feedback to plan, facilitate, and enrich teaching practice. So MOV, implemented LAC or FGD plan, minutes of LAC, and others. So this is the LAC plan, implemented LAC plan. So ayan po. Then minutes of the lesson. So from this LAC plan, so ito po yung kanyang minutes of the lesson. Minutes of the LAC. So ayan po. Effective teaching. So ayan. Minutes of the LAC FGD session on the use of teachers and learners feedback to enrich teaching practice with proof of attendance. So ito po yung mga attendance natin, naka-screenshots. Then objective number 9, advise and guided colleagues in the selection, organization, development, and use of appropriate teaching and learning resources, including ICT, to address the specific learning goals. So ayan, teaching and learning resources developed by colleagues, lesson plans or WHLP critic by colleagues in terms of alignment. So ito po yung na-critic po nating WHLP, may mga suggestions and insights po na nakalagay dyan. Ito po. So yan po. The formative assessment is aligned with the learning objectives, learning content, and learning activities. So, ayan po siya. Then, another one. So, ito naman po yung isa na na-critic po natin. Marami pong na-critic since I am guiding almost 80 teachers kasi po napakalaki po ng school namin. We are 230 teachers with only 3 master teachers. So nag-divide po kaming 3 sa 230 to guide those teachers. Napakahirap pero kakayanin po. The ratee presented the WHLP by colleagues critic in terms of the alignment of teaching and learning resources. Ayan. So, since collaborative naman, so wala naman masyadong lapses kasi what is used by the others will also be used by the other subject teachers kasi nga collaborations. At this time of pandemic, collaboration is the name of the game. Napakahalaga po na lahat ay nagko-collaborate. Then we have KRA number 4, assessment and reporting. So objective number 10, work collaboratively with colleagues to review the design, selection, organization, and use of a range of effective diagnostic, formative, and summative assessment. Ayan, any proof of collaborative review if the test is designed based on its purpose. Any proof of collaborative review. So what I place here So I was part of the division development of table of specification and test items based on the prescribed budget of work in all learning areas. So sa science po ako. So ito po, sa science po ako, yun po yung aking pangalan. And I was also member of the validating team. So I serve as a validator sa district naman ng lesson exemplars. Yeah. So sa division, ito po yung output, table of specification in science 4. So ito po, ayun. Then ito po yung summative assessment or the periodic test. So ayan po. So the rate presented MOBs on collaborative review of the alignment of the test with the curriculum. He presented division memorandum stating the name of the RATI as proof of collaboration, certificate of commendation, and summative assessment with TOS as the product in the collaboration. Then next, malapit-lapit na po tayo. So we have here the objective number 11, interpreted, collaboratively monitored, and evaluation strategies of attainment data to support learners' progress and achievement. So collaborative interpretation of the index of mastery obtained from one class. So since master teacher po tayo, ang ginawa po nating collaboration is the interpretation of the test results per quarter. So ayan po, since pag subject area po kasi, those are the work of the subject coordinators. So pag nag-submit po sila ng kanilang subject area interpretation, so as a whole, ito po yung ating ginagawa. So we have to analyze and interpret the test result of the school in order to what? In order to make solutions and implement intervention strategies kung meron po tayong mga lagging behind na mga subject areas. So the RATI presented MOBs on collaboration, collaborative review, proof of collaborative review if the test is designed based on its purpose, review of test result and its alignment with the curriculum, interpretation and recommendation of intervention strategies. Ayan. So nakapag-recommend po tayo ng mga intervention strategies with the different learning areas. So meron po gagawa ang mga subject coordinators na mga intervention strategies, intervention programs. Then, objective number 12, applied skills in the effective communication of learners' need, progress, and achievement to key stakeholders including parents and guardians. So, sample agreement of learners at 3. So, may mga recognition dialogue, sample learners. So, ang ginawa po namin as master teachers that we crafted the kumustahan form. This is yung pinakamahalagang communication po ng school with the parents. Ayan. So, it is implemented in every grade level, in every teachers na merong every class advisors. Ayan. So, nagagather po yung mga data with regards to the implementation of the learning modalities in this time of pandemic. So ito po yung pinakamahalaga kasi i-deliver po natin kasama ng mga modules, then i-fill up po ng parents, then pagbalik nakukuha po natin yung response. Excuse me. Then we have the communication codex. Another is the minutes of the homeroom PTA meeting. Siyempre, kailangan pa rin po nating i-communicate. This is one of the most important communication that teachers must do. Communicate with the parents about, siyempre, the grading system in this time of pandemic. So, ito po, na-communicate po natin sila. Napaka-importante po yan. And subject teacher, isa po ako sa mga kailangan mag-discuss. Then another is progress and achievement cardex naman, kung may kailangan pong i-communicate sa parents, especially of the achievement or the performance of the learner. Ayan, we need to communicate. At this time of COVID-19, communication is the key for the effective implementation of the teaching learning process or the different learning modalities, since they serve as our co-facilitator of learning. Then another is rubric imposter making. So ayan yung rubric na ginawa. Then the RATI presented MOBs on applied skills in the effective communication of learner needs. So, he presented the crafted communication tool or the kumustahan with the teachers, parents, and pupils, attendance sheet, records of dialogues, and sample accomplished rubrics. So, ito po. KRA number 5, the plus factor. So, objective 13, perform various related works or activities that contribute to the teaching learning process. Ayan po. Adalin po dyan. Hindi naman lahat, pero most of them ay ginagawa naman po natin as master teacher, syempre. So, what are they? So, first, instructional supervision. So, we observe teachers 1 to 3. We serve as help of the school head in supervising the implementation of the teaching learning process. It's either MDL or ODL. So meron po, hindi po tayo pwedeng gagawa na lang without, syempre, supervisory plan. So ito po, instructional supervision. These are the examples in Filipino and in mathematics. So marami po yan, kaya lang mapupuno po. So, then certificate of recognition, virtual in-service training for public school teachers, certificate of participation for his active participation during the conduct of sharing of school best practices. Another, serve as executive committee or committee chairman, co-chairman. Another, serve as resource speaker in benchmarking. Ayan, so ito po yung proof of dissemination dun sa nagawa po naming intervention program or innovation. Ayun, so binenchmark po sa mga school. Another is the matrix of the virtual inset, nagpapatunay as facilitator. Ayan, certificate of appreciation was a resource speaker during the conduct of virtual in-service training for teachers. Then, designation as coordinator or chairman. So, I am the school research coordinator. Ayan po. So, the RATI performed various related works, activities that contribute to the teaching learning process. First, observe classes of teachers 1 to 3, assisted the school selection committee, certificate of recognition, certificate of speakership, committee involvement, monitoring of pre-service and in-service teachers, and coordinatorship or chairpersonship. So, ayan po ang ating RPMS portfolio for master teachers. Ayan, thank you very much, and please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. How to get the editable soft copy ng PowerPoint presentation po. Just message me in my message box ng aking YouTube channel po. Comment po your email address, kasi pag pa-share lang po then wala naman pong email address, hindi ko po mai-send ang soft copy. So kailangan po pag nag-ask po kayo ng editable soft copy, nandun na po kaagad ang inyong email address para diretso na po. Personal po akong nagsesend ng soft copy sa mga humihingi po ng editable soft copy. Ayan. So with that, thank you very much for listening.